Hinagis sa ere ng nag-amok na elepante ang isang lalaki sa India.
Alamin natin kung anong nangyari sa lalaki at sa elepante. Mula sa mga detalye ng balitang ibabahagi, maya-maya. Magandang gabi. Ako po si Ricky Mathay.
Ako si Nina Richie Lago Flores. Ito ang mata ng Agila International. Para naman sa mga headlines ngayong araw ng Biyernes.
Japanese Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi bibisita sa Pilipinas sa susunod na linggo.
Malacanang inanunsyo ng walang pasok sa Enero at 13 sa Pasay at Maynila para bigyang daan ang National Rally for Peace na pangungunahan ng Iglesia ni Cristo.
President Xi Jinping nakatakdang magpadala ng high-level delegation sa inaugurasyon ni Donald Trump.
Lebanon may itinalaga ng panibagong pangulo ng bansa.
At silipin natin ang mga kaganapan sa Consumer Electronics Show 2025 sa Las Vegas. Inihayag po ng Department of Foreign Affairs o DFA na darating si Japanese Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi sa Pilipinas para sa 2-day visit nito sa January 14 hanggang 15.
Ito ay para talakayan ng Defense Cooperation at Regional Security kasama ang kanyang counterpart na si Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo. Bahagi ito ng paghahanda sa implementasyon ng inaprobahang Reciprocal Access Agreement o RAA ng Pilipinas at Japan. Layo ng Defense Pact na ito na payagang makapagsagawa ng joint military training ang sandatahang lakas ng dalawang bansa sa loob ng teritoryo ng isa't isa. Ayon sa DFA, magpapalitan ng pananaw sina Manalo at Iwaya ukol sa political at development cooperation ng Pilipinas at ng Japan. Matatandaang mas pinatibay ng Japan ang military ties nito sa Pilipinas at nagkaloob din ito ng 1.6 billion yen o 611 million pesos upang paunlarin ang naval capabilities ng Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng Official Security Assistance Program.
Bilang paghahanda sa halalan ay magsasagawa ang pamunuan ng Armed Forces of the Philippines o AFP ng background check para sa mga kandidato. Ayon sa AFP, ang nasabing inisyatibo ay gagawin ng may pakikipag-ugnayan sa COMELEC at Philippine National Police o PNP. Ibig pong sabihin, anumang impormasyon na makakalap ng kanilang hanay ay kaagad na ipapaalam sa COMELEC para sa kaukulang hakbang. Tiniyak din ng AFP ang patas na intelligence gathering na kanilang gagawin dahil nirerespeto nito ang demokratikong proseso ng halalan.
Nagpaalala ang COMELEC sa publiko ukol sa ipatutupad ni election period at nationwide gun ban para sa midterm elections sa buwan ng Mayo. Ayon kay COMELEC Chairperson George Garcia, kaakibat ng pagsisimula ng election period ang implementasyon ng mas pinaigting na security protocols. Mula sa January 12 hanggang June 11, 2025, kasi ay may epektibo na ang election period at implementasyon ng nationwide gun ban sa Pilipinas. Bilang bahagi nito ay magkakaroon ng mga checkpoints sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa. Binigyan din naman ni Garcia na ang lahat ng checkpoints ay sa ilalim ng supervision ng COMELEC habang ang in charge sa checkpoints ay ang Philippine National Police o PNP at ang Armed Forces of the Philippines o AFP, subalit limitado lamang sila sa plane search. Nilinaw din ni Garcia na rerespetuhin sa checkpoints ang karapatan ng mga pasahero.
Nagulat ang Pilipinas sa World Health Organization for Animal Health na nagkaroon ng bird flu outbreak sa barangay San Nicolas, Talisay, Camarines Norte. Ayon po sa Bureau of Animal Industry, nagsimula ang outbreak ng H5N2 avian influenza strain noong November 11, 2024. Nakumpirmaan nila ito sa pamamagitan ng laboratory tests noong nakaraang buwan. 15 mula sa mahigit 400 bibe ang nakitaan ng naturang virus. Minomonitor pa rin ng Bureau of Animal Industry ang nasabing bird flu outbreak, lalo na at hanggang nitong January 3 ay nasa 136 na barangay mula sa 53 munisipalidad komunidad ang apektado pa rin ng bird flu. Tiniyak naman ng Department of Agriculture na ang bird flu outbreak sa Camarines Norte ay may mababang transmission rate sa mga tao at hindi ito magdudulot ng pagtaas ng presyo ng itlog at maging karne ng manok.
Gaganapin sa Lunes, Enero 13 ang National Rally for Peace ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Ang malaking aktibidad na ito ay sabay-sabay na isasagawa sa iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas. Kaugnay nito ay sinabi ng mga mambabatas na nirerespeto ng Kamara ang karapatan ng alinmang grupo na nais magpahayag ng saloobin dahil ito anila ay ginagarantiyahan mismo ng konstitusyon.
We respect the Iglesia ni Cristo with whatever they're planning to do, no? So ako naman, wait and see. We'll see kung ano yung lalabas dito sa rally na to, whether it's political or non-political. So, we'll have to wait until Monday kung ano talaga yung mangyayari. Wala tayong karapatan to make any judgment at this time, na kung ano yung purpose talaga nun until we see the actual event, no? So, but I think the House members respect the rights of any group for that matter.
Samantala, nag-deploy ang Metropolitan Manila Development Authority o MMDA ng higit sa 1,000 tauhan nito para sa Peace Rally sa Quirino Grandstand. Naglatag din ang MMDA ng mga alternatibong ruta para sa mga motorista sa Lunes dahil simula alas 4 na ng umaga sa Enero 13 ay isasara na ang ilang mga kalsada sa paligid ng Quirino Grandstand. Kabilang dito ang Rojas Boulevard papuntang Burgos Avenue, TM Calao, magkabilang linya mula Rojas Boulevard hanggang Calao Avenue. Makakasama ng MMDA ang local government unit sa pagpapakalat ng traffic rerouting plan sa Lunes sa pamamagitan ng social media.
I-update po natin yung sarili natin sa kaganapan dito sa January 13 dahil nga po may rally. So, unang-una yung mga kababayan po natin kung pwede ipagpiliban yung inyong lakad, lalong-lalo na po sa may area ng Manila, Pasay, kung pwede po ipagpaliban muna natin. Pangalawa, meron po tayong mga alternatibong ruta kung talagang kailangan lumabas. Iwasan po natin yung lugar. Mag-ingat lahat. Even po yung mga dadalo, sana po maging mapagmatsyag tayo. Sundin po natin yung ating mga enforcers.
Sinabi rin ni MMDA Chairman Romando Artes na inaasahan nilang nasa 15,000 mga sasakyan ng mga delegado ng Iglesia ni Cristo na nagmula sa iba't ibang parte ng Metro Manila at karatig probinsya, kabilang ang Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Bataan, Tarlac, Pangasinan, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal at Quezon Province ang pupunta sa Quirino Grandstand. Isang coordination meeting din anyang naganap sa pagitan ng MMDA at ng mga organizers upang tiyakin na may mga designated parking areas para sa mga dadalong miyembro ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa National Peace Rally. Agaran din niyang lilinisin ng mga street sweepers ang buong paligid ng grandstand at mga kalsadang magagamit para sa parking ng lahat ng mga dadalo.
Although i-allow natin yung street parking, 1 lane lang po. So kung 3 lanes po yung karsada kung saan sila inalaw or 2 lanes, dapat 1 lane lang ang sasakupin. Hindi po pwedeng sakupin yung buong karsada na wala ng ibang makakadaan. So anyone na magbabiolate po noong rule na 1 lane lamang ang sasakupin ng parada, ay i-issuean po natin ng ticket. Kung walang driver, ipatotow ko po yan. Pagkatapos ng event, lilinisin po natin yung lugar, pero nag-commit naman po ang INC na sila mismo ay may nakahandang grupo na maglilinis, may dalang trash bag. Pagtutulungan na lang po namin. Kami po, una-una naniniwala na ang mga kasapi po ng Iglesia ni Cristo ay disiplinado at susunod po sila sa pamunuan ng INC regarding sa mga designated parking. Kung meron pong mga hindi miyembro na hindi na-inform, meron naman po tayong 1,300 plus na mga tauhan dyan to guide them.
Sa kaugnay pong balita, suspendido na ang mga pasok sa mga government offices at maging mga paaralan sa lahat ng antas sa Manila at Pasay City sa January 13 upang bigyan daan ang National Rally for Peace na pangungunahan ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Batay sa inilabas na Memorandum Circular No. 76 na pirmado ni Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, ang suspensyon ay dahil sa inaasahang malaking bilang ng mga taong makikiisa sa nasabing aktibidad. Nasa desisyon naman ng mga pinuno ng mga private companies at offices kung sila ay magkakansela rin ng pasok. Una nang nirekomenda ng Metropolitan Manila Development Authority o MMDA ang suspensyon sa pasok at klase dahil na rin sa papalapit na national rally sa Quirino Grandstand. Inaasahan po kasi nila na posibleng mag-spill over sa Pasay ang traffic at maging ang congestion ng mga lansangan.
Samantala, good news sa iba dahil magpapatupad ngayong buwan ng bawas singil naman sa kuryente ang Meralco. Ayon kay Josel Dariaga, head ng Corporate Communications at spokesperson ng Meralco, dahil ito sa inaasahang mababang generation charge na magre-resulta sa overall rate reduction sa electricity rates ngayong Enero. Subalit kahit wala pang inilalabas na rate para sa bawas singil, inaasahan ni Dariaga ang mas mababang wholesale electricity spot market price na dahilan kaya nag-improve ang supply situation sa Luzon grid.
Asahan naman po ng mga motorista ang dagdag presyo sa mga produktong petrolyo sa susunod na linggo. Batay sa projection ng Department of Energy Oil Industry Management Bureau, posibleng tumaas ang 40 hanggang 70 sentimos ang kada litro ng gasolina. 45 o hanggang 75 sentimos naman ang dagdag sa kada litro ng diesel. Samantala, 65 hanggang 75 sentimos ang taas sa presyo ng kada litro ng kerosene o gas. Ayon po sa Energy Department, ang panibagong oil price adjustments ay bunsod na mababang production data mula sa OPEC at maging sa Russia, gayon din sa inaasahang pagtaas sa demand mula sa ASEAN dahil sa economic stimulus package ng China. Susunod, Japan nahaharap ngayon sa isang major flu outbreak.
Indonesia nais palakasin ang kanilang defense capabilities.
At South Korean Security Chief nagbabala sa mga nais umaresto kay impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol. Mga detalye po na mga balitang yan at iba pa sa pagbabalik na Mata ng Agila International.
This month, National Rally for Peace, January 13, 2025. A NET25 special coverage.
Sisikap. Dama namin ang iyong mga sakripisyo. Kita namin ang pagharap mo sa bawat pagsubok. Kaya sa kabila ng mga hamon ng buhay, nandito kami para umalalay. Kasi katulad mo, gusto rin namin ang magandang bukas para sa kanya. Hatid namin ang dekalidad na edukasyon at makabagong pasilidad sa abot kayang halaga. Kaya huwag ka nang mangamba, sasamahan ka namin tuparin ang mga pangarap niya. Maaasahan mong sulit dito ang mga pinagsikapan mo. Sa aming mga makabagong pasilidad at sistema ng edukasyon. Mailalabas natin ang aking talino at mga kakayahan niya. Kahit sa munting halaga, makakasiguro ka na makakasabay siya sa mabilis na pag-ikot ng mundo. Sa new era, karamay mo kami sa bawat hamon. Kaagapay mo kami sa bawat hakbang. Kasama mo kami sa bawat ngiti at tagumpay.
Kinumpirma ng Health Ministry ng Japan na tumaas ang bilang ng flu cases doon. Noong December 29, umabot sa kabuuang 317,812 ang bilang ng nagkasakit ng trangkaso. Halos 3 beses sa anilang itinaas ng bilang na ito kumpara sa bilang ng mga nagkatrangkaso sa parehong panahon noong taong 2023. Dahil rito, ilang drugstores at ospital na ang nakararanas ng kakulangan ng mga gamot sa trangkaso. May mga kumpanya na rin ng gamot ang nag-anunsyo na pansamantalang ititigil muna ang supply ng Tamiflu at ang mga generic brands nito dahil sa mataas na demand. Kanselado naman ang mga pasok sa lahat ng eskwelahan doon habang nagsususpindi ng trabaho ang ilang kumpanya. Naniniwala ang ilang health experts na ang pagtaas ng flu cases sa Japan ay maiugnay sa COVID-19 lockdown. Naging mahinaan nila ang immune system ng mga tao dahil laging nasa loob ng bahay at kulang sa ehersisyo. Hinihikayat ng mga eksperto ang publiko na magpabakuna upang huwag kumalat ang flu virus sa Japan.
Tinitingnan ng Indonesia ang palawakin ang kanilang defense partnerships at palakasin pa ang kanilang pagharap sa mga strategic issues na nakakaapekto sa soberanya ng kanilang bansa. Kasama rito ang pagpapalawig ng kapabilidad ng maritime sector ng bansa at ang pagpapalakas ng seguridad sa kanilang mga sea passages at palaisdaan. Hindi direktang nakikipagkumpetensya ang Indonesia para sa ibang bahagi ng South China Sea. Subalit, sa ilang okasyon na rin sinubok ng China Coast Guard na pasukin ang Exclusive Economic Zone o EEZ ng naturang bansa. Ayon kay Foreign Minister Sugiano, patuloy na ipinaglalaban ng Indonesia ang pagkumpleto ng Code of Conduct ng ASEAN at ng China sa mga usapin tungkol sa South China Sea at patuloy silang mananawagan para sa pagbibigay ng prioridad sa mga bansa ng ASEAN sa pinag-uusapang katubigan. Nangako ang mga bansang kasapi ng ASEAN noong taong 2002 na maglimbag ng Code of Conduct noong taong 2002. Subalit nasimulan pa lamang ang mga dialogo tungkol dito noong taong 2017. Sa ngayon po ay wala pang nailalabas na framework for negotiations sa mga bansa para sa Code of Conduct sa kabila ng patong-patong na kasunduang pinirmahan nila para pabilisin ang proseso.
Nagbabala ang Security Chief ni impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol laban sa paggamit ng dahas sa mga susunod na pagtatangkang arestuhin si Yoon.
저는 어떠한 경우에도 물리적인 충돌이나 유혈 사태가 일어나서는 안 된다는 생각으로 이러한 사태를 방지하기 위해서 그동안 최상목 대행에게 여러 차례 전화를 드려서 정부 기관 간의 중재를 건의드렸고 또 대통령 변호인단에게도 제3의 대안을 요청한 바가 있습니다.
Noong nakaraang linggo ay nabigong kunin ng mga otoridad ng South Korea ang dating presidente upang questionin ito ng mga investigador. Kasalukuyang nananatili ang presidente sa kanyang bahay habang nagpapatuloy ang pagdinig ng Korea o ng Korte ng Korea ukol sa pinal na desisyon sa kanyang impeachment. Sa kabila nito ay nagbukas din ang anti-graft body ng North Korea ng investigasyon ukol sa posibleng ipataw na insurrection charges sa politiko. Ayon naman sa panig ng mga investigador, mayroon silang arrest warrant para sa dating Pangulo at desidido silang isilbi ito sa naturang tao upang mapadali na ang lahat ng nagaganap na investigasyon. Si Park Jong o Chong Jun na tumatayong hepe ng Presidential Security Service ay determinadong protektahan ng Pangulo laban sa motibo ng ibang partido na maipresenta ito sa publiko ng nakaposas. Nang questionin naman ito ng otoridad ay nag-abiso ito sa kapulisan na iwasan ang kahit anong insidenteng humantong sa pisikalan o kung maaari ay wag nang gumamit ng dahas. Nanawagan naman si Acting President Choi Sang-mok para sa maayos na dialogo sa pagitan ng magkabilang kampo upang maresolba na ang political stalemate na ito.
그러나 그에 맞는 답을 얻지는 못했습니다. 저는 현직 대통령 신분에 걸맞는 수사 절차가 진행되어야 한다고 생각합니다. 현재와 같은 체포영장 집행 방식의 절차는 아니라고 생각합니다. 우리나라의 국격에 맞게 대통령에게 적정한 수사 절차가 진행되었으면 하는 바람입니다.
Magpapadala si Chinese President Xi Jinping ng mataas na opisyales na magsisilbing representante ng kanyang bansa sa inaugurasyon ni US President-elect Donald Trump sa January 20. Nag-abiso na ang Beijing sa transition team ni Trump na personal namang nagpaabot ng imbitasyon sa Chinese leader na sa kabila ng kagustuhan umano ni Xi na dumalo ay hindi ito makadadalo sa naturang okasyon. Pagkatapos ng inaugurasyon ay mananatili ang kanyang delegado ng ilang araw upang makipagdialogo sa Trump team at mapag-usapan ang kinabukasan ng posibleng ugnayan ng dalawang bansa. Ayon naman sa mga eksperto, maaaring ipadala ng Chinese Communist Party ang kanilang vice-presidente na si Han Zheng na minsan na ring naging representante ni Xi sa formal ceremonies o si Wang Yi na pamilyar na mga makipag-usap sa kapwa niya mambabatas upang talakayin ang magiging papel ng China sa iba't ibang kritikal na issue.
Kinumpirma ni Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov na handang makipag-usap si Russian President Vladimir Putin kay US President-elect Donald Trump. Ngunit ang nangyari o mangyayari lamang anya ito kapag opisyal nang umupo bilang Pangulo ng Estados Unidos si Trump.
Президент Путин неоднократно заявлял о своей открытости к контактам с международными лидерами, в том числе с президентом Соединенных Штатов Америки, и в том числе с Дональдом Трампом. И президент сам об этом неоднократно говорил, мы неоднократно об этом говорили, и никакие условия для этого не требуются. Требуется желание, обоюдное желание и политическая воля вести диалог и решать существующие проблемы посредством диалога. Мы видим, что господин Трамп также декларирует свою готовность решать проблемы через диалог. Мы приветствуем это.
Natanggap na ng Ukraine ang 3 billion euros mula sa European Union na kinukonsiderang unang tranche ng pautang na ipinagkaloob nila ng Group of 7 o G7 nations. Pinasalamatan naman ni Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Ishmihal ang G7 para sa walang sawang suportang ibinibigay ng mga kaalyado nito sa Ukraine. Ang naturang halaga ay nanggaling sa nalikom na interes at kapital na nakuha ng naturang organisasyon sa mga nakumpiskang Russian assets. Sa kalakip na balita naman ay ibinalita rin ni Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky na nagbunga ang kanyang mga meeting sa $2 billion na karagdagang tulong para sa kanyang bansa. Tumanggi namang magbigay ng detalye si Zelensky ukol sa 34 na bansang nangako ng suporta para sa kanilang giyera laban sa Russia. Subalit, sinabi nito, kinasasaklawan ng naturang tulong ang air defense, information technology, demining, naval forces, air forces at artillery sector ng kanilang militar.
Inamin ng Denmark na matagal na nilang nakaligtaan ang seguridad ng Greenland matapos sabihin ni President-elect Donald Trump na magiging maganda para sa seguridad ng Estados Unidos ang pag-angkin sa naturang Arctic Island.
Og nu kommer vi til forhåbentlig at lave en investeringspakke, hvor vi nu styrker vores mulighed for at overvåge, hvad der sker i Arktis, og også får nogle nye kapaciteter på plads. Fordi jeg vil gerne sige fuldstændig ærligt i aften, vi har jo forsømt igennem mange år at lave de nødvendige investeringer i vores skibe, i de fly, der skal være med til at overvåge vores kongedømme. Og det er så det, som vi nu prøver at gøre noget ved. Det håber jeg, vi kan lave en aftale med Folketingets partier om her i løbet af kort tid.
Sa kabila ng mga pahayag ni Donald Trump ay bumuwelta ang embahada ng US sa Copenhagen kung saan sinabi nilang walang kasalukuyang plano ang Estados Unidos na palawigin ang presensya ng kanilang militar sa naturang bansa. Humiling naman si Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen ng oportunidad na makausap si Donald Trump, ngunit hindi naman ito umaasang mangyayari ito bago ang kanyang inaugurasyon.
Ja, det korte svar er ja, og det er ikke en kontakt, der er blevet etableret igennem de seneste par dage. Det er et arbejde, der startede langt tilbage i år 2024, og det er selvfølgelig også noget, der er sket her hen over de seneste par dage. Vi har også foreslået en samtale mellem os. Jeg tror nu ikke, der kommer til at ske, kan man sige, nogle konkrete ting før at den president-elect også er siddende præsident. Så vi er i gang med forskellige overvejelser om, hvordan vi kan intensivere samarbejdet med amerikanerne, hvad vi altid gerne vil. Men jeg tror, det konkrete udkomme, det kommer på den anden tidspunkt, eller på den anden side 20. januar.
Permanenteng nakadestino ang mga tauhan ng US military sa Pituffik Air Base sa bandang Hilaga. Tinitignan ng American Greenland na isang posibleng early warning system dahil ito ang nagsisilbing pinakamabilis na ruta mula Amerika papuntang Europa.
Også bare for at sige, for dem, der måtte, fordi det er sådan en diskussion, der kører i mange europæiske lande, er vi uforberedt på den her situation? Det er vi ikke. Vi har været i gang med forberedelserne igennem rigtig, rigtig lang tid. Der pågår selvfølgelig lige nu et intensivt arbejde med amerikanerne. De er vores vigtigste allierede, og vi har kun et fælles ønske, og det er at styrke den vestlige alliances sikkerhed. Og det gælder selvfølgelig også Nordatlanten og Arktis. Hvad vi altid gerne vil.
Sa pagkapanalo ni Joseph Aoun bilang Pangulo ng Lebanon ay umaasa ang lahat ng mga mamamayan dito na magkakaroon na ng bagong pag-asa. Ito'y matapos nilang makaranas ng 2 taong political vacuum o kawalan ng opisyal na Pangulo sa kanilang bansa. Narito ang balita mula kay Jessica Bautista.
Umaasa ang mga mamamayan ng Lebanon sa kabiserang Beirut na aayusin ang bagong halal nilang presidenteng si Joseph Aoun ang napakagulong sitwasyong politikal sa bansa. Anila, makaraan ng 2 taon, kailangan nila ng tunay na mamumuno ng bayan.
بحاجة لرئيس البلد وقف له سنتين اليوم في دستور في مؤسسات بدها تكفي والشعب كله بده حدا يعني أثبتت السياسة إنه ما بتوصل لنتيجة كلها محاصصة والعالم عم تلحق الوطنية والوطنية بتبلش بالجيش. اليوم لما يكون عندك انتماء للجيش وانتماء للوطن سهل كتير إنه الكل يجمع ويتفق عليك بس تكون بدك مصالحك الشخصية ومصالح فئوية. إن شاء الله بنتفائل بالخير. إن شاء الله بلدنا بيتحسن وبكفي بقى.
Para sa mga batang mamamayan na ilang beses nang iniisip na iwanan ang bansa dahil sa kaguluhan dito, ang bagong lagak na administrasyon ay hudyat ng panibagong simula.
يعني ان شاء الله تكون بادرة خير لانه صراحة كنا مقررين نحن الشباب نهاجر لانه بطل لنا محل ما خلونا محل بهالبلد صراحة يعني كنا عم نبلش نفقد الامل وبشخصية قائد الجيش لازم يكون بادرة خير لنا خصوصي للشباب وينزعوا سلاح الحزب اكيد ويصير في سلاح واحد هو جيش لبنان.
Sa kanyang unang talumpati, sinabi ni Aoun na gagawin nito ang lahat upang ang estado lang ang magkaroon ng karapatang humawak ng armas. Ito ay sinasabi bilang represensya sa arsenal ng Hezbollah. Nangako ito na itatayong muli ang katimugang Lebanon at ibang bahagi ng bansa na anyay sinira ng Israel. Gayun din ang pag-iwas sa pag-atake ng Israel sa bansa. Mula noong Oktubre 2022, bakante ang pwesto ng Pangulo dahil sa hindi magkasundong partido kung sino ang kandidatong mananalo ng sapat na boto sa 128 seat na parlamento. Naitawid ni Aoun ang boto sa ikalawang botohan matapos siyang suportahan ng Hezbollah at ng kilusang Amal. Jessica Bautista para sa mata ng Agila International. Trusted, connected, on point.
Nakalaya na si Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado matapos siyang maaresto dahil sa isang insidente nangyari sa isang protesta sa Caracas region.
Lo que haga mañana sentencia el final del régimen. crimen a la Constitución y a la soberanía popular estarán sentenciando su destino.
Nakulong si Machado sa una nitong paglabas matapos ang ilang buwan kung kaya't nanawagan kaagad ng kanyang presidential candidate na si Edmundo Gonzales at iba pang mga gobyerno para sa pagpapalaya nito. Noong siya nasa kustudiya ay napilitan itong gumawa ng mga pahayag ukol sa kanyang seguridad at estado sa kulungan. Ayon naman sa ibang kawani ng gobyerno ng Venezuela, ginamit lamang ng kanyang partido ang kanyang pagkaaresto upang makakuha ng simpatya mula sa publiko.
Pero ella estaba rogando y todas esas informaciones vinieron de afuera sin que hubiese una sola razón. ¿Por qué? Porque ya la tenían montada la noticia, para que ustedes vean cómo trabajan ellos, con la mentira. ¿Por qué? No movieron gente, necesitaban una chispa y dijeron la mejor chispa es decir que fue detenida María Corina Machado. Pero la mentira se les cae sola. Ahora, ¿quién de ellos sale a desmentir lo que dijeron? Nadie. ¿Quién de ellos sale a reconocer que fueron engañados nuevamente o que ellos trataron de engañar a su propia gente?
Sa ngayon ay parehas na idinedeklara ng magkabilang partido na sila ang tunay na nanalo sa eleksyon. Nais namang arestuhin ng Venezuelan government si Edmundo Gonzales para sa kanyang kinasasangkutang planong pabagsakin ang administrasyon ng Venezuela. Kasalukuyang nagsasagawa ng Tour of America si Gonzales kung saan nakatakda itong kitain si US President Joe Biden at ang magiging National Security Advisor ni President-elect Donald Trump.
Naging emosyonal si US President Joe Biden sa kanyang eulogy sa burol ni dating Pangulong Jimmy Carter.
Taught me, and through his life taught me, the strength of character is more than title or the power we hold. To understand that everyone does not submit to God.
Sa isinagawang state funeral sa namayapang dating Pangulo ng US, dinaluhan ito ng mga matataas na opisyal ng US at mga dating Pangulo na sina Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton at George Bush. Sa talumpati ni Biden, nalabis itong nalulungkot dahil hindi niya makakalimutan ang naging bilin pa niya sa kanya ng yumaong dating Pangulo. Noong nabubuhay pa niya ay nagkita sila at sinabi sa kanya ni Carter na dapat si Biden ang magbigay ng eulogy.
We have an obligation to give hate no safe harbor and to stand up to what my dad used to say is the greatest sin of all, the abuse of power. That's not about being perfect, because none of us are perfect. We're all fallible. But it's about asking ourselves, are we striving to do things, the right things? What values? What are the values that animate our spirit? Do we operate from fear or hope, ego or generosity? Do we show grace? Do we keep the faith when it's most tested?
Tanging mga apo lamang ng dating Pangulo ang nagsalita habang nanonood lamang ang apat na mga anak nito. Kwento ni Biden, nagsimula ang kanilang pagkakaibigan taong 1974 nang pareho silang senador ng Amerika kung saan siya ang unang nag-endorso kay Carter na tumakbo sa pagkapangulo. Matapos ang ginawang state funeral ay binalik ang bangkay ni Carter sa Georgia para doon ilibing katabi ng kanyang yumaong asawa.
God bless you, Jimmy Carter.
Susunod, LA wildfires humuhupa na.
TikTok, maisasalba nga ba ang kanilang application sa US market?
At ating silipin ang pinakamodernong handog ng Consumer Electronics Show 2025. Detalye po ng mga balitang yan sa pagbabalik ng Mata ng Agila International.
Rally for Peace, January 13, 2025. A NET25 special coverage.
With 24/7 customer service, affordable yet high-quality locally made products, and a promise of no vendor overlap, they're rewriting the rules of online retail. CEO and founder Neil Laas spills the secret behind the successful entry of Shoppedia,
the first e-commerce that is Filipino-owned. Shoppedia is focused on the local economies. Hindi naman SMEs ang namamayagpag sa giant networks. Those are China products. It's time for us to highlight our own SMEs.
Open for business with Cesar Vallejos, Sunday, 9 p.m.
Sa NET25.
National Rally for Peace, January 13, 2025. A NET25 special coverage.
Sinabi ni Mayor Karen Bass na humuhupa na ang wildfire sa Los Angeles kaya tuluyang nakapasok na ang mga bumbero roon upang apulahin ang apoy. Leslie Gumarang po para sa balita.
Noong Huwebes, 2 sunog, isa sa Silangan at isa sa kanlurang Los Angeles ang umaapoy pa rin at hindi mapigil. Ito ay 2 araw matapos magliyab ang trio ng malalaking sunog sa rehiyon. Subalit nagawang patayin ng mga bumbero ang sunog na nagliyab sa Hollywood Hills. Sinabi ni Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass na ang makasaysayang paghangin na nagpalala sa mga sunog ay tila humuhupa na kung kaya't nagkaroon ng daan ang mga bumbero na lumapit sa mga ito.
The winds continue to be of a historic nature and a key factor of this firestorm. For much of Tuesday, the unprecedented winds prevented air operations to continue. However, as of yesterday, the winds have allowed for air operations, and that has enabled significant progress against the fires in Hollywood and Studio City last night. And as of 7:30 this morning, evacuation orders in Hollywood have been lifted.
Ang Palisades Fire na umapoy sa pagitan ng Santa Monica at Malibu at ang Eaton Fire naman na malapit sa Pasadena ang pinakamapinsala sa kasaysayan ng Los Angeles. Sumunog ang mga ito ng may 28,000 acres, mas malaki sa lawak ng Disney World. Naabo ang mga kapitbahayan dito, 5 tao ang namatay, libo-libong istruktura ang nasira. At sa ngayon, nasa 180,000 na ang mga taong inilikas. Ayon kay Los Angeles Sheriff Robert Luna, tataas pa ang bilang ng mga nasawi dahil sa trahedya. Samantala, ayon kay Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Marone, tumigil na ang pagkalat ng Eaton Fire subalit hindi pa rin ito tuluyang napupuksa.
The Eaton Fire remains estimated to be 10,600 acres and growth has been significantly stopped. And we have 0% containment. We have over 879 firefighting personnel assigned, and mutual aid resources continue to arrive to assist with this firefight. We have several reported injuries and over 1,000 structures damaged and destroyed. The cause of the fire remains unknown, and it continues to be under active investigation. As I stated yesterday, as soon as the cause is determined, we will advise the media. The Lydia fire that started yesterday in Acton has been 40% contained and forward progress has been stopped. It is limited to 348 acres.
Nagbabala ang mga opisyal na ang hangin ay nasa 60 miles per hour pa rin sa buong araw kung kaya't dapat anilang mag-antabay ang mga residente kung kailangan na ba nilang lumikas.
Today, we expect winds to subside somewhat, which will allow fire crews to increase containment lines. However, and I want to be very clear here as well, We are still under red flag warning with extreme fire behavior possibilities.
Leslie Gumarang para sa mata ng Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Kritikal ang lagay ng isang lalaki habang nasaktan naman ang 17 iba pa matapos mag-amok ang isang elepante sa India. Ayon sa lokal na ulat, gabi nang maganap ang insidente sa siyudad ng Tirur kung saan nasa ilang daang katao ang dumalo para mapanood ang parada ng 5 elepante. Dahil sa dami ng taong sumubok kumuha ng litrato ng mga nasabing hayop, dito na nagwala ang isang elepanteng kilala sa tawag na pakatu. Sumugod ang elepante sa maraming tao at gamit ang kanyang uso ay hinablot nito ang isang kaawa-awang lalaki. Ilang beses siyang binalibag at itinapon sa ere ng nasabing hayop. Maraming kalalakihan ang tumulong para pakalmahin ang elepante kung saan halos 2 oras nila itong pinigilang mag-amok. Kinumpirma naman ng pulisya na karamihan sa nasaktan ay dulot ng stampede na naganap dahil sa kaguluhan.
Ikinasawi naman ng piloto ng isang Cessna aircraft matapos mawala ng kontrol habang sinusubukang mag-emergency landing sa Ubatuba, Brazil. Ayon sa Gustavo Madeira State Airport, nakaligtas ang 5 pang okupante ng Cessna plane, subalit nadamay naman ang mga taong nasa daan ng naganapang insidente. Mula rito, nasawi rin ang isa pang bystander at sugatan ang iba pang 3 na nasa skating park na binagsakan nito. Ayon sa investigasyon ng mga otoridad, dumausdos ang gulong ng aircraft dahil basa at madulas umano ang daan.
Samantala, sugatan rin ng isang driver ng SUV matapos mahagip ito ng tren habang tatawid ito sa rail crossing. Batay sa dashcam footage ng nakalap ng mga otoridad, bandang 10:00 ng umaga nang naganap ang insidente. Rumesponde naman ang Miami-Dade Fire Rescue sa lugar para saklolohan ang biktima. Sa kasalukuyan, nagpapagaling ang driver ng SUV sa ospital. Dahil sa car train incident na ito ay pansamantalang isinara ang kahabaan ng 163rd Street at Biscayne Boulevard. Hindi naman nagbigay ng komento ang kumpanya na nagmamay-ari ng tren ukol sa insidente.
Nagprotesta ang mga residente sa Shanxi dahil nagkaroon umano ng isang cover-up sa pagkamatay ng isang estudyante sa Puching Vocational Education Center. Pinagbabato ng mga nagpoprotesta ang mga pulis at opisyal ng eskwelahan. Ilang demonstrador naman ang binugbog umano ng mga pulis. Tahimik ang state media ng China ukol sa insidente at ayon sa ilang international media, sinasensor ng state media ang nasabing balita.
Nag-donate ng tig-$1 milyong ang Boeing at Google para sa inaugurasyon ni US President-elect Donald Trump. Ayon sa Boeing, pinagpapatuloy nito ang tradisyon ng pagbibigay ng suporta sa US Presidential Inaugural Committees. Ang US Aviation Giant din ang gagawa ng susunod na Air Force One, ang opisyal na US Presidential Aircraft. Sinabi naman ng isang opisyal ng Google na magkakaroon sila ng live stream para sa inaugurasyon ni Trump. Kasama rin sa listahan ng mga nagbigay ng pondo kay Trump ang Chevron, Meta, Amazon, Uber, Ford, General Motors at Toyota.
Haharap ang TikTok sa Korte Suprema ng Estados Unidos upang magbigay ng final plea. Ayon sa US government, kung hindi ibebenta ng TikTok ang kumpanya nito, ay posibleng gamitin ito ng China upang mag-espiya at manipulahin ang politika sa Estados Unidos. Depensa naman ng TikTok, hindi makatarungan na ipagbawal ang TikTok sa US dahil labag-an nila ito sa karapatan ng malayang pagsasalita.
Isang kumpanya sa South Korea ang lumikha ng artificial intelligence na kayang mag-digitize ng mga libro real-time para sa immersive reading experience. Itinampok ng Wong Jin Think Big ang kanilang bagong platform na kilala sa tawag na Booktory or Bookstory. Kaya ng Bookstory na mag-scan, detect at i-convert ang isang libro sa audio o text version nito ng isang iglap. Meron ding song mode ang Bookstory kung saan kaya nitong mag-generate ng isang kanta mula sa nilalaman ng libro. Nanalo ang kumpanya bilang Best Innovation Award sa CES 2025 dahil sa kanilang imbensyon. Inaasahan namang magiging bukas sa publiko ang Bookstory sa March 2025.
Mga ka-netizens, pasalalaman natin ngayon ang Consumer Electronics Show sa Las Vegas, USA, kung saan sinubukan ni NET25 correspondent Anna Cui ang mga pinakabagong gadgets para sa 2025. From smart home products to health tech gadgets, pati bagong mga kotse. Isama pa natin ang swak sa bulsang mga gamit katulad ng smart glasses. Panoorin po natin to.
The biggest consumer tech show, CES 2025, is going strong here in Las Vegas, where we can see a wealth of new and cool gadgets, some big, some small, some are yet to come, but we'll also share with you some of the new things you can actually get your hands on this year. One thing attendees really enjoy here at CES is being able to try and handle these cool gadgets, like AR glasses that can connect to your devices to play games or watch movies, to glasses that can shoot photos and videos, and to bone conduction headphones that allow you to enjoy music while still being in tune to your surroundings. Robotics are always a success here at CES, like these adorable companion robots, or one that can challenge your game set of skills. I personally like the ones that can clean your windows and floors. Take a look at this prototype with an added mechanical arm for picking things up that might get in its way. And here's another robot vacuum that will soon be on the market. It has robotic legs and more.
So it's our latest technology, which has a ProLeap system, unlike any other that's out there in the market. The robot allows itself to climb over items that are about 2 inches tall. It can mop your entire home as well. So these two brushes together will allow all hair, so long hair like mine and yours, to go through and not get caught in the actual brushes. You'll see how it slowly is going through the process to then get rid of it and put it in the bin.
Gadgets to keep your house clean is one thing, but here's something to keep it safe and help protect your loved ones. Ring has partnered with Kitty to detect smoke and carbon dioxide 24/7 with real-time mobile notification. And speaking of gadgets controlled with an app, check out LV Rise for all new moms out there. It's a combo bouncer and bassinet that can be controlled using your phone. According to David Connell, who helped design the product, more importantly, it can help alleviate stress for new parents.
We know pumping and the ability to feed your baby is a huge stressor, but also so is sleep and sleep safety. Now, we know from our research that both burnout is fundamentally huge. We know around 40 to 50% of babies are left to sleep in products that just aren't meant to be slept in. So what we want to do is produce a bouncer product that could do a brilliant manual bounce that can then transform seamlessly into a bassinet without moving the baby.
And finally, it's not CES without new cars. Hyundai Mobis featured its holographic windshield display technology through its built-in projectors under the dashboard. And here at CES, attendees got a glimpse of this prototype technology through Hyundai Mobis Kia EV9 with a transparent display offering a new kind of a driving experience. Honda also unveiled its 2 latest EV concepts here at CES, debuting the first 2 out of their line of pure EVs, the Honda O SUV and Honda O Saloon prototypes. Though they are still prototypes, they are slated to launch in North America in 2026. Honda is touting these vehicles will have level 3 or eyes-off self-driving capabilities. Well, this wraps up CES 2025 for us here in Las Vegas. One big takeaway, all of these new innovations are backed by artificial intelligence, making your home, your life, and ride even smarter. From the Venetian Expo, Anna Cui from Matanang Agila International, trusted, connected, on point.
Ikinatuwa ng mga estudyante ng Cardiff School ang pagbisita sa kanila ng Grammy Award-winning singer na si Ed Sheeran. 2,000 mag-aaral ang nagulat nang biglang pumasok sa stage si Sheeran para kumanta at magbigay ng isang talumpati. Pinayuhan ng British singer ang mga estudyante na magpursige at magpatuloy pa rin kahit ilang beses na bumagsak sa hamon ng buhay. Bumibisita si Sheeran sa iba't ibang paaralan sa United Kingdom para sa kanyang foundation na humihikayat sa mga tao na pahalagahan ang musika.
Matapos namang i-anunsyo ang kanyang unang solo tour na Hope on the Stage, naglabas ng teaser para sa bago niyang kanta ang BTS rapper na si J-Hope. Sa isang post sa Instagram, ay proud na ibinahagi ni J-Hope na siya ang nag-produce ng kanyang kantang Safety Zone. Binanggit niya rin na sa Marso ilalabas ang bago niyang music project. Noong taong 2018, inilabas ni J-Hope ang una niyang mixtape. Ang kanyang debut solo album naman na Jack in the Box ay lumabas noong taong 2022. Nirelease ni J-Hope ang kanyang unang EP nitong nakaraang taon na may title na Hope on the Street Volume 1.
Sa ibang balita, inilabas ng L'Oreal ang kanilang cell bioprint technology sa CES 2025 kung saan kaya nitong magbigay ng detalyadong skin analysis sa loob lamang ng 5 minuto. Ayon sa kumpanya, kaya ng teknolohiyang ito na mag-analyze ng biomarkers ng balat ng tao para alamin ang biological age nito. Para gamitin ito ay kinukuha muna ang maliit na skin sample gamit ng face tape strip at saka pinadadaanan sa isang microfluid lab on a chip cartridge para sa proseso ng analysis. Giit ng kumpanya, sa pamamagitan ng skin analysis ay kayang malaman ang posibleng skin concern na madedevelop sa balat ng isa tulad ng dark spots o kaya enlarged pore bago ito lumabas. Plano naman ng L'Oreal na ilunsad ang kanilang skin technology sa huling bahagi ng 2025.
At puspusang naghahanda ang China para sa pagdagsa ng mga turista at bisita para sa paparating na spring season. Ayon sa National Development and Reform Commission ng China, inaasahang magsisimula ang pagdami ng mga bisita sa January 14 hanggang February 22. Ang travel rush season na ito ay kilala sa tawag na Chunyun sa China, kung saan taon-taon ay may estimated 9 billion trips na naitatala ang bansa. Ngayon, mas pinaiigting ng gobyerno ng China ang kakayanan nito ng mga siwa at magsagawa ng mga complex operations katulad o lalo na sa crowd control ng mga bisita.
At akalain mo, Ricky.
Anong akalain natin?
Lagi na lang nating hindi akalain o kaya akalain.
Gusto mo na magpaalam agad? May 2 minutes pa tayo.
Hindi naman. Gusto ko nga buksan yung katotohanan na ito na naman.
Akalain mo, ang bilis ng panahon.
Magtatapos, diba? Magsasara na naman ang isang buong
diba?
linggong
Parang
working.
kakasabi lang natin na akalain mo. Time flies when you're having fun.
Totoo. And we're always thankful for the opportunity to bring out to you the news, diba? Every single evening.
Yes. Naku, kaya naman, Nina, mamimiss natin sila. Pero kami, wag
at
nyo
sila
kami.
tayo, ha?
Oo, kayo din, mamimiss nyo kami. Pero wag masyado kasi 2 araw lang po nating makakasama naman ang ating mga pamilya. Dahil akalain mo, Nina, weekend na naman.
Exciting kung anong meron ng Sabado at Linggong paparating.
Pero syempre, sa Lunes po, magkita-kita pa rin tayo. Dahil tandaan, mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, narito kami ni Nina para maghatid ng balita saan mang dako ng mundo. This is Ricky Matay. I hope that you guys have a peaceful and meaningful weekend and see you on Monday.
At ako si Nina Richie Alago Flores na bumabati rin sa inyo po ng isang maligaya at punong-puno ng meaning na weekend. Ito po ang Mata ng Agila International. Para naman po sa iba pang mga balitang nangyari rin sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, punta naman po tayo kay Alma Angeles para sa Mata ng Agila World News. Take it away, Alma.
Thank you, Nina and Ricky. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alma Angeles for NET25 World News. On tonight's headlines. Thousands of firefighters are working tirelessly to contain raging fires across the Los Angeles area, but the flames are still far from under control. And tragically, the death toll has now risen.
I pray it doesn't go beyond what we're hearing now, but I don't want to give false information. We are talking about deaths. That is clear. It looks like a bomb, an atomic bomb dropped in these areas. I don't expect good news.
But nothing prepares you for this amount of destruction. I mean, there's no manual, there's no book.
And the news starts now. Government workers and students in Manila and Pasay are getting an extended weekend. Thanks to Malacanang's decision to suspend work in government offices and cancel classes at all levels on Monday, January 13. This is for the Iglesia ni Cristo's National Rally for Peace, expected to draw a large crowd to these cities. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin signed Memorandum Circular Number 76 on Friday, January 10, today, to facilitate this event. However, essential services such as health, disaster response, and vital public services will remain operational to ensure public safety isn't compromised. The upcoming INC rally aims to highlight their commitment to peace and unity in the country. It's part of a broader effort supporting President Marcos's stance against the impeachment of Vice President Sara Duterte. President Marcos recently addressed their strained relationship, suggesting that cooperation during budget hearings could have prevented the current situation. He emphasized accountability for statements made, particularly in the context of national security. But despite their differences, President Marcos expressed a reluctance for Congress to pursue impeachment against Vice President Duterte, considering it a distraction from serving the Filipino people. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Bronner Jr. is urging Filipinos to choose the ballot over rebellion when seeking change in the country. Take a look.
Isa lang po ang panawagan ko sa ating mga kababayan. Gamitin po natin itong eleksyon upang mailabas yung nasa damdamin natin by voting the right people. Maraming problema ang ating bayan. Ang iba po, ang iniisip nilang na solusyon ay magkaroon ng military coup d'etat or military junta. Hindi po yun ang solusyon. Ito pong eleksyon, dito po tayo magtuon ng pansin, ayusin natin yung eleksyon natin, gamitin natin yung boses natin, yung kaisa-isang boto natin para maituwid po yung gusto natin maituwid sa ating gobyerno, sa ating society. No? Let us use this, let us use our right of suffrage in the proper way.
Devastating wildfires continue to grip Los Angeles, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The wildfires, fueled by strong winds, have consumed thousands of homes and businesses, forcing tens of thousands to flee.
It's hard to explain. I mean, like 2-3 days ago, it was beautiful, it was nice, but today, it's something, you know, all smoky, it's all burned out, and you could see all the burned cars, and you see like there's no houses and stuff like that. It reminds me back to like Afghanistan. So it was pretty tragic, like pretty bad.
For many, the devastation is overwhelming. Hayley Ott, overcome with emotion, surveys the wreckage of her family home. Aerial footage shows the extent of the fires, with thick plumes of smoke blanketing the region. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to ash. Satellite images reveal the scale of the disaster.
So the Eden fire is now estimated to be 13,690 acres. It's grown since our morning press conference because the fire is making a run towards the historic Mount Wilson area. We are still at 0% containment, but we now have a better estimation of the number of fire personnel assigned to the incident. We're now at 1,527 personnel assigned, and like this morning, additional mutual aid resources to continue to arrive.
I pray it doesn't go beyond what we're hearing now, but I don't want to give false information. We are talking about deaths. That is clear. It looks like a bomb, an atomic bomb dropped in these areas. I don't expect good news.
The air quality remains hazardous, posing serious health risks to residents.
The smoke has been significant with larger particles, with ash, with soot. So you are seeing an increase in emergency room and doctor visits throughout not just that area, but the surrounding areas as well because of the spread of the particles.
And we see huge impacts that happen immediately when air quality is worsened. We think about, the evidence shows, and we've shown that, 10 micrograms per cubic meter of wildfire smoke in the air increases same-day mortality in the U.S. by about 1.5%.
The human toll of this disaster is immense.
They're the worst fires to ever hit Los Angeles, ever. And as soon as these fires broke out, I approved the Fire Management Assistance Grants. That's a term of art and how we get help for local officials. These grants cover California's firefighting costs. So today I'm announcing that the federal government will cover 100% of the cost for 180 days. This is going to pay for things like debris and hazard material removal, temporary shelters, first responders' salaries, and all necessary measures to protect life and property. And folks, I want to underscore, I told the governor and local officials, spare no expense to do what they need to do and contain these fires and in their communities that have really been devastated.
Like everywhere else in the world, it's people with ways and means and it's people without them. But you have to be there to all the people no matter what. Everybody needs support and love in these moments. Wealthy or not, poor or not, it's the right thing to do. So you try to make sure nobody is left behind, nobody is forgotten.
I will now be providing a quick update on the Palisades fire. Current acreage is 19,978. There are currently 5,316 structures that were damaged or destroyed. And unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers go out to the families. We do have a confirmed 2 fatalities that are now due to this incident.
But nothing prepares you for this amount of destruction. I mean, there's no manual, there's no book. That night when we left, it was so frightening. You could barely see I could barely see my hand in front of me because the visibility was so bad and the winds were whipping just ferociously. It was so easy.
The fight against these fires continues. Paris Hilton's Los Angeles mansion was destroyed in the recent wildfires. She shared a heartbreaking video showing the moment she and her husband, Carter Rome, watched their Malibu home go up in flames on live TV. In a post on X, Paris reflected on the tragedy, saying, "Sitting with my family watching the news and seeing our home in Malibu burn to the ground is something no one should ever have to experience. This was the home where we built so many precious memories, where our son Phoenix took his first steps, and where we dreamed of building a lifetime of memories with our daughter London." Paris added that while the loss is overwhelming, she's holding on to gratitude that her family is safe. Despite the devastation, Paris thanked first responders and expressed her focus on helping others affected by the fire. Actors Billy Crystal and Jennifer Grey are among the celebrities who lost their homes as wildfires rage across LA. In a statement, Crystal and his wife Janice said they were heartbroken by the loss of their house in the upscale Pacific Palisades area where they had lived since 1979. Actor James Woods broke down in tears during an interview with CNN about losing his Pacific Palisades home. He said, "One day you're swimming in the pool and the next day, it's all gone." Jennifer Gray's daughter Stella Gregg posted on Instagram stories that the Dirty Dancing actress' house was burnt to the ground, but that her mother and her dog were safe. Various media outlets shared pictures of other celebrities' houses they said had been destroyed in the Pacific Palisades fire, which include those belonging to two-time Oscar winner Anthony Hopkins, Roseanne, and the Big Lebowski actor John Goodman, Top Gun Maverick actor Miles Teller, and Scary Movie star Anna Faris. The actors themselves did not comment publicly. Snowfall is still hitting areas along the Sea of Japan, and while the accumulation is slowing down, weather officials are warning of blizzards and travel disruptions. The Japan Meteorological Agency says a winter pressure system and a cold air mass are causing heavy snow, with conditions worsening in eastern and northern Japan. As of Friday morning, Okura village in Yamagata Prefecture had 1.99 meters of snow. Uwonoma City in Niigata saw 1.94 meters, and Shirakawa village in Gifu had 1.84 meters, more than double the usual amount for this time of the year. In Toyuka City, Hyogo Prefecture, a car skidded off the road and plunged into a river on Thursday evening, leaving the driver in critical condition. Train services on the Yamagata Shinkansen line were suspended Friday morning but have now resumed. Some expressways and national roads are closed, and heavy snow is expected to continue in areas along the Sea of Japan through Saturday. Officials are urging people to stay alert for possible traffic disruptions, strong winds, high waves, avalanches, and power outages. The world just experienced the first full year in which global temperatures exceeded 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial times.
2024 was exceptionally warm. It was the warmest year on record by about a tenth of a degree C, which followed 2023, which was also the warmest year on record by, about 0.15 degrees C. So we're seeing two very strong records back to back. And 2024 was also the first year above 1.5 degrees in the majority of surface temperature records.
The milestone was confirmed by the EU's Copernicus Climate Change Service, or C3S, which said human-caused climate change is pushing the planet's temperature to levels never before experienced by modern humans.
Then the trajectory is just incredible and sums up to the warmest year on record.
The planet's average temperature in 2024 was 1.6 degrees Celsius higher than in the 1850 to 1990 period, which exceeds the previous record set in 2023 by a definitive margin, setting up a two-year warming spike that scientists are still puzzling to fully explain. Britain's Met Office said its own data confirmed the likely breach of 1.5 degrees Celsius, but estimated a slightly lower average global temperature in 2024 of 1.53 degrees Celsius.
We are steaming along a path of self-destruction. That despite all the efforts being made by a number of well-meaning countries and entities, that will remain way off the target of what is required to keep global warming to 1.5.
Government promised under the 2015 Paris Agreement to try to avoid 1.5 degrees Celsius of warming, beyond which climate change will unleash far more severe and costly disasters. The first year above 1.5 degrees Celsius does not breach that target, which measures the average temperature over a decade. But Butempo said it's now clear that the Paris target will also be breached within the next 10 years.
Well, this is bound to happen more and more often, and so the Paris Agreement will be reached in the near future. We can discuss whether it will be the late 2020s, early 2030s, but we are bound to reach 1.5 in the terms of the Paris Agreement and exceed it.
The impacts of climate change are now visible on every continent, affecting people from the richest to the poorest countries on Earth. Wildfires raging in California this week have killed 5 people and destroyed hundreds of homes. In 2024, countries including Bolivia and Venezuela suffered severe fires, while torrential floods hit Nepal, Sudan, and Spain, and heat waves in Mexico and Saudi Arabia killed thousands. Climate change is worsening storms, torrential rainfall, and flooding
At the same time, political will to invest in fighting climate change has waned in some countries. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, who takes office on January 20, has called climate change a hoax, despite the consensus in the global scientific community that global warming is real and will have severe consequences if not addressed.
From now on, the temperature will be warmer than what we have seen, will continue rising, and will be, likely for the majority of the years above 1.5. And if we are really good and put our act together, maybe by the end of the century, we'll be able to get back to the temperature as cold, strangely to say, the one we have experienced over the last year, which is the record-breaking now.
Russia welcomes the stated willingness of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump to resolve problems through dialogue. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, reaffirming Russian President Vladimir Putin's readiness for talks with Trump. There may be progress on setting up a meeting between Trump and Putin after Trump is sworn in on January 20. Peskov told reporters. Trump said on Thursday a meeting was being set up between him and Putin, but offered no timeline. Trump said repeatedly during his election campaign that he could end the Russian-Ukraine war within 24 hours. But he and advisors have suggested more recently that it could be resolved within months of him taking office. His impending return to the White House has sparked hope of a diplomatic resolution, but it has also led to fears in Kiev that a quick peace deal could come at a high price for Ukraine. Peskov said Putin had repeatedly stated his willingness to hold talks with international leaders, including Trump.
Президент Путин неоднократно заявлял о своей открытости к контактам с международными лидерами, в том числе с президентом Соединенных Штатов Америки, и в том числе с Дональдом Трампом. И президент сам об этом неоднократно говорил, мы неоднократно об этом говорили, и никакие условия для этого не требуются. Требуется желание, обоюдное желание и политическая воля вести диалог и решать существующие проблемы посредством диалога. Мы видим, что господин Трамп также декларирует свою готовность решать проблемы через диалог. Мы приветствуем.
Peskov said there were no specific plans for a meeting yet, but that Russia was working on the assumption that both sides were open to it. Russia has accused Ukraine of launching a missile strike on a supermarket in the Russian-controlled city of Donetsk, eastern Ukraine. The attack, which happened today, reportedly left 2 civilians dead and 2 others injured. Ukraine's army reportedly struck a supermarket in Russian-held Donetsk on Friday using U.S.-supplied missiles, according to a senior Russian-backed official. Denis Pushilin, head of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic, said the attack killed 1 civilian and injured at least 6 others. Dashcam footage circulating online captured the moment the supermarket, named Moloki or Milk, was hit, showing a large explosion followed by flames rising into the sky. Pushilin accused Ukrainian forces of launching HIMARS missiles during the busy morning rush hour. Russia's TASS news agency reported that other buildings and around 15 vehicles were also damaged in the strike. Pushilin added that Ukrainian shelling also hit an apartment building in Svetlodarsk, killing a woman and injuring 4 more people. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba is calling for stronger ties with Southeast Asia. During a meeting with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in Putrajaya, Ishiba stressed that boosting cooperation with ASEAN is a top priority for Japan this year, especially with Malaysia serving as ASEAN chair. Take a look.
複雑さと不透明さを増す新たな年の始まりでありますが、我が日本外交にとりまして、この ASEAN 東南アジア地域との連携を強化することは最優先の課題の一つであります。我が日本国は自由で開かれたインド太平洋に関する ASEAN アウトルック 等の実現を通じまして世界を協調に導くために本年の ASEAN 議長国であるマレーシアとさらに緊密に連携をいたしたいと考えております。喫緊の課題といたしまして東シナ海、南シナ海、中東、ミャンマー情勢等を取り上げてやり取りを行い、これらについても緊密に意思疎通をしていきたいということで一致を見たところであります。
The two leaders also addressed regional security issues, including tensions in the East and South China Seas, as well as the Middle East and Myanmar, agreeing to maintain close communication. Ishiba's four-day visit to Malaysia and Indonesia aims to strengthen bilateral ties and support a free and open Indo-Pacific. Malaysia's law ministry says there's no official record allowing former Prime Minister Najib Razak to serve his sentence under house arrest. Najib, jailed for his role in the massive 1MDB corruption scandal, had his 12-year sentence reduced last year by then-King Al-Sultan Abdullah Ahmad Shah. Najib and the former King's Palace claim a separate order issued with a pardon allowed him house arrest, but the ministry said it hasn't received any such instructions. Najib, convicted in 2020 for criminal breach of trust and abuse of power, is still facing multiple corruption trials. He denies any wrongdoing and has taken legal steps to confirm the royal order's existence, with a court of appeal recently overturning a lower court's dismissal of his challenge. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol's security chief is speaking out, calling the treatment of the impeached leader unfair as he faces arrest over a criminal probe into his December 3 martial law attempt. Park Chung-jun, head of the Presidential Security Service, warned that bloodshed must be avoided in the process. Park himself is under investigation for allegedly obstructing official duties after a tense 6-hour standoff last week between PSS agents and investigators attempting to serve Yoon's arrest warrant.
I believe that under no circumstances should there be a physical confrontation or bloodshed. And in order to prevent such a situation, I have called Acting President Choi Sang-mok several times to suggest interagency mediation with the government. And I have also asked the President's, Yoon Suk-yeol's, legal team for a third alternative. However, I didn't get the right answer. I believe that there should be an investigative process befitting a sitting president. The current procedure for executing the arrest warrant is not appropriate. I hope that the President will be properly investigated in accordance with the national dignity of our country.
South Korea's impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol has been hunkered down behind barbed wire, defying efforts to place him under arrest. But he now faces a new effort to take him into custody, as a top investigator vowed to do whatever it takes to break the security blockade. Since Parliament voted to impeach and suspend Yoon last month over his short-lived martial law decree, he has been laying low at his official residence in Hanam-dong, an upscale district popular with business tycoons and celebrities, known as Korea's Beverly Hills. Meanwhile, protesters supporting and opposing him braved freezing temperatures to stage rallies in streets. Yoon's official residence has been fortified with rows of barbed wire and a small army of personal security. Experts say massive security is needed to ensure a smooth arrest. Ryu Sam-young is a member of the opposition Democratic Party and a former senior police officer.
Since the doors are blocked and the barricades along with the barbed wire have been set up, it is now necessary to mobilize special forces of the police and people with special skills to breach the obstacles. In order to safely control any situation that can happen, if there are around 300 to 400 people inside, we would need about 10 times that number of personnel and various equipment to remove the barricades. And the most important thing is to be prepared for safety issues. Emergency vehicles, along with people who can give first aid, should be in place.
Lee Hyung-yeok is a police science professor at Konkuk University, specializing in law enforcement. He said police have a clear advantage in terms of resources, such as helicopters, to drop in tactical units. However, he added, force should not be the only option considered. On Tuesday, the head of the Corruption Investigation Office apologized for failing to arrest the president last week. The Presidential Security Service and military guards blocked the investigators from arresting Yoon in a 6-hour standoff. The investigator told a parliament committee that the second warrant execution would be the last. One of Yoon's lawyers said the suspended president could not accept the execution of the arrest warrant. They argued that it was issued by a court in the wrong jurisdiction and that the team of investigators formed to probe the incumbent leader had no mandate to do so.
And the news continues here on NET25. We'll be right back.
Excited ka na bang malaman kung ikaw ang nanalo ng mga exciting prizes na ito sa ating NET25 Selfie with the Agila promo? Abangan ang nalalapit na announcement ng winners sa Love, Tony Pet, and Everything. Kada umaga, ESPN, sa Ganang Mamamayan at Mata ng Agila Primetime. Kaya naman tumutok lang dito sa NET25.
Donald Trump is already making waves in U.S. foreign policy even before officially taking office. The president-elect has caused quite a stir by proposing a name change for the Gulf of Mexico, suggesting it should be called the Gulf of America.
And we're going to be announcing at a future date pretty soon. We're going to change because we do most of the work there and it's ours. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate.
But Mexico is not amused. President Claudia Sheinbaum has responded with her own twist on Trump's proposal, suggesting the Gulf should be renamed Mexican America.
Obviamente, el Golfo de México es reconocido el nombre por Naciones Unidas, un organismo de Naciones Unidas, pero el siguiente, ¿por qué no le llamamos América Mexicana? Se oye bonito, ¿no? ¿Verdad que sí?
She backed up her argument with a historic map from 1607 showing that the Gulf of Mexico has been known by that name long before the U.S. even existed.
De 1607, la Constitución de Apatzingán era de América Mexicana. Entonces, vamos a llamarle América Mexicana. Se oye bonito, ¿no? Y Golfo de México, pues, desde 1607 y además está reconocido internacionalmente.
And Sheinbaum pointed out that Trump cannot just change it on a whim. While Trump can alter names on American maps, other countries aren't obligated to follow suit. Despite their differences, Sheinbaum has expressed her willingness to maintain a good relationship with the U.S., emphasizing cooperation on mutual issues like immigration, security, and drug trafficking. This approach mirrors that of her predecessor, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, who worked with Trump on issues like immigration during his first term. However, Trump has made it clear that he sees Mexico as a dangerous place, accusing it of being run by cartels.
We have a massive deficit with Mexico, and we help Mexico a lot. They're essentially run by the cartels, and can't let that happen. Mexico is really in trouble, a lot of trouble. Very dangerous place.
It looks like the next 4 years could be rocky for Mexico as it navigates its relationship with a president who isn't shy about making bold demands. And finally, in our news, at CES 2025, cutting-edge technologies are taking center stage with a focus on improving human health and enhancing everyday life.
This is a Class 3 approved medical device for depression treatment. So basically, this device generates very weak electric current. It's 2 milliampere. So by applying that weak current on top of your scalp, 20 to 40% of that current reaches to your brain. That electric stimulation normalizes your brain functions. For example, in depressed patients, they have reduced brain activity. So you cannot control your emotions. This device can help normalize those kind of abnormal functions so that depressed patients can manage their excessive emotions.
Yes, this bag leg is a robotic process, so it's totally different from current product available. So current product on the market is passive, which means there's only bone and joint without muscle. So you can imagine what will happen if you're losing muscle. This one has muscle. That makes a big difference. This muscle can help patients do something they couldn't do.
Motor power extends the knee and assists in lifting the body.
There are several sensors and motor and battery inside. So this sensor can detect user intent and movement in real time. And then motor is controlled to give a power to assist users' movement in each environment.
And with that, we end tonight's broadcast. For everyone here on NET25, I'm Alma Angeles. Have a great weekend. Good night.